Hey, I'm Bentaro Rifarashi. The groove I was just playing was an A dominant 7 groove with sharp 9 and flat 9 tension tones. The first fill that I played was major 3rd, flat 7, perfect 5th, flat 9, flat 7, sharp 9, flat 9 again, and then flat 7, passing tone on the major 7, back to the root. So that kind of outlines our dominant flat 9, sharp 9 sound. What I really want to talk about is the fill that I played later, which was this. So what's going on there? Harmonically speaking, I'm playing diminished triads a minor 3rd apart, starting on the 5th, then the major 3rd, then the flat 9, then the flat 7, then the 5th, then the major 3rd, and then finally, a little descending chromatic approach to the roots from the 9th, flat 9th root. So that's the harmonic basis for this fill. So what's happening with the rhythm is I'm playing an 8th note followed by 3 16th notes, which gives me a 5/16 grouping. And then I move to the next shape. Then. So here they are in isolation. It doesn't make much sense like that. In its original setting, it was like this. Now the reason I got that little chromatic run at the end there is because otherwise it doesn't fit rhythmically, and I want to end on the downbeat. So I either need to put in 2 extra 16th notes to land on the downbeat, or I need to put them in at the start. So what I could have done was this. What we can also do is change where the 8th note is in relation to the 3 16th note. So to begin with, I had an 8th and then 3 16ths. But what I could do is a 16th and then the 8th and then 2 16ths, or 2 16ths, an 8th and then a 16th, or 3 16ths and then the 8th. So there's 4 different ways I can do this. So now I have 4 different ways to play the 5/16 triad, but also I can start with the chromatic run, or I can end with the chromatic run so that I land on beat 1. It's also worth remembering that if you have 4 different things, you can arrange those things 24 different ways. This would be 4 factorial in mathematics. 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which makes 24. So if I just go round in a loop, starting with the 8th note at the start, then moving it back 1/16 each time, I play 6 triads before I land on the root, so it kind of loops 1.5 times round, like this. That's one possibility. There are 24 more, and if I start or if I end, that doubles it. So now we've got 48 different ways to work with this fill, this piece of language. But here I'm only using it on the dominant sharp 9 flat 9 chord. What if I were to use it on G major 7? Well, let's say I'll start from the 13th. So there's one way I could do it through G major 7. There's a lot of other chord qualities, so there's a lot of different ways you could do it. I think it's important when you have a new idea like this to have a certain amount of figuring things out for yourself. I could write all this down and hand it to you on pages and pages of paper, but you're not going to get the same level of enjoyment or the level of understanding out of it as if you figure this out for yourself. So take this simple idea of 5/16 moving triadically through a chord sequence and see how else you can use it. See what other chord qualities you can use it on. See if you can use it on chords that change every 2 beats or chords that change every bar, because it's a 2-bar phrase. So if you can actually change the pattern as you move through a chord sequence, this is really hard, and that's great practice, and great growth will come from practicing it in that way. Thanks a lot for watching. I'm Bentaro Rifarashi. Get the sheet music on the link below for free. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See ya!